They're the best Macca's burgers ever.
Welcome back, Triple. Absolutely smashed that.
He did.
Well done, Triple. Was not expecting that. You did very well. If you want to flex, please head to the Headspace website and join in on the push-up challenge. Or if you want to flex your League of Legends skills, we have the Community Amateur League, the OPL. So you can join up to be a part of the OPL. This is where you, as an amateur, can form a team, join and sort of learn how to play as a team in a competitive environment against other teams. It's a good first step into the OPL, which I know you want to be a part of because you tell me all the time in chat. So head to os.leagueoflegends.com and find out all the information there.
Get your friends, make a team, smack some people around on the Rift.
Could we do it?
I'd assume so. I can't, I think.
Because you're affiliated
I'm
with
on
the team?
the database.
We can do
You're
it.
on the database.
As a player.
There's a
Oh,
database.
I'm
Are
an
you a-
emergency sub.
Oh, that's right. You're an emergency
Yeah.
sub, aren't you? I'm not on the
Ah.
database.
I'm not on the database.
I should be on
Let's
the
make
database.
a team.
Yeah, let's make a team,
Yeah.
Bryce. Let's do it.
Okay.
What's
All
your
right,
name?
Let's
Should
go.
we do it? Are we doing this?
Oh my god, are we doing that? Oh my god.
Is there a level requirement?
Shut up. Stop bringing that up on
Also-
broadcast deliberately to humiliate me.
Can I just say, it hasn't even been mentioned today, but all the paintings are above the screens. Has anybody noticed?
It has not been mentioned. It has been noticed by the chat. And
Davo Erlo has tweeted at us.
has he?
Log friend of the show.
And I will say that there have been some messages in chat
Okay.
about the paintings, and they've said, you know what? Now that I see them, they're not that bad.
They're actually
and
good.
I agree. I think that
not
I
bad.
think they stack up.
I think yours is the worst one.
What?
But you know what it is though? It's the lips. It's just the lips.
She looks dead. Like decrepit dead. Like reanimated and killed again dead. But you tried your best.
It is great. That's,
Right, that's
actually-
my point. Like, also the lights kind of like cut off up there, so it really doesn't do your masterpiece any justice, if it deserved any in the first
You
place.
nailed the shirt. though.
But Jake's lost it.
That was like I'm not a painter, so I tried my hardest. We all remember the initial skin color that ended up there.
That was a correction.
That was
You're
the
right.
correction.
I
So
just love that the man that gave Froskerin a neck beard is sitting here.
Excuse me, that was Zach. Look at that. Take it. No, go back to the other
It's a
picture.
grazed chin.
Look, the right side looks shaded. The left side looks like she hurt herself.
They can't see it. From here, it looks like a modern Picasso.
It just.
It's brilliant.
I feel like you could have just gone. We all tried hard.
No.
Nick, you can work on your skills.
I
You
am
were
an
like, she
honest
looks
man.
Dead. She looks
an honest
dead,
man.
like a corpse, a
Yeah.
reanimated corpse.
And then dead again. She's died twice on
All
your
right,
canvas.
Thank you very much. Well, I thought I knew what my weekend roast was going to be, but maybe I need to pivot towards Bryce. It's time for the weekend roast. Creeped out how flat that meat is. It's flat meat. It's too flat.
Yeah, you can't have flat meat.
Can't have flat meat.
Mm.
Which of you boys want to start us off?
I can start us off.
What's grinding your gears? What's griping you?
Mine is recent. So I came into work today, as you do.
okay.
You go to work, and I was like, okay, like getting changed. I think it was getting ready for show. We've hung out. We've had some lunch. Had a glass of water, and I'm like, okay, I need to go to the bathroom. And I walked into a disaster. And I say that, and your mind immediately thinks of something, and it wasn't what you're thinking about. Somebody. It's not that people in this building, people, who knows, doesn't know how to use the toilet. So they don't know how to use a sink. It's a little square room with a toilet and a sink, and the entire thing was just wet. And I don't understand.
Like the
this
floor?
Yes, the sink had just exploded everywhere, clearly, and had gone just and I don't know how you messed that bit up.
I don't like to say this, but I'm on Bryce's side with this one. Because
Yeah.
I saw you in the bathroom, and you were like, you were walking out of the bathroom. I was about to walk in, and you were like, I did not do that.
You have to, otherwise Nick walks in and his roast is like, guys, Bryce doesn't know how to use the bathroom.
This is the thing, and I feel like everyone has one of these people in their life somewhere. Like, I've worked in offices, I've worked in studios where you go to a bathroom and like something like that, or it could be just toilet paper strewn everywhere or something. And you walk out, there is a human being that I speak to
On the regular.
on the reg in this building who does not know how taps work. And like, I need to, and I say, if you're watching, and you are, because you're in this building, if you have the courage and the mortal fortitude to come forward into this room at some point during the night and say, it was me, teach me, Bryce, how to use a tap.
I would. That's some like, you know what I mean? I can get behind somebody owning the mistake. Because that's so unexpected, I wouldn't even flame them anymore at that point. I would be like, I really respect this. I've seen, I believe so.
I have.
Is it number 1? I think it's number 1, actually. When he goes into the bathroom and then tries to find Snowflake in the fish tank. It's definitely number 1.
Yeah.
And then he comes out and he's like saturated and he's like, do not go in there. Ace Ventura has used Bryce's tap.
That's exactly. Look, that's a good cry. That's exactly what we're looking for here on the Weekend Roast. Rusty?
I don't think mine's as significant. No, the reason I say that is because it makes me feel like I'm getting old with what my gripe is. Like, I was excited this week because I bought a new quilt. Like,
It's about roads again.
I've had that kind of... No,
quilt?
it's not. A quilt.
I'm just like, you are old, man. You're buying quills.
That's not about age.
That's,
Calligraphy is timeless, Bryce.
Yeah, okay.
Can I just say, you could pull off a quill. I think
You
out of
reckon?
everyone in this room, maybe Jake, if you rocked a quill, I'd be like, yeah, no, that tracks.
Okay, so... Not a quilt. I bought a quilt. Like, that was the first sight of me. I was excited about it. Maybe I'm getting old.
Yeah.
And then we got
Cold
an order
bones.
of maxi bonds into the AV house. And the fridge was just... The players were scrimming. They didn't put anything in the fridge. There's 288 ice creams that are just sitting
That's a lot.
in the... Yeah, it's a lot.
Send me some
Sitting in the lounge room in boxes, not put in the fridge for 2
On my
hours.
quilt.
So it's just been dumped in there?
So
Oh,
the
wait,
delivery
say
came,
it again.
the players started practice,
Yeah.
and they didn't put the ice creams in the freezer.
Oh,
Right?
they're just sitting in the boxes.
So they were sitting in the boxes.
So you had 288 Maxi Bonds. You now have
I haven't done a count.
biscuits
big
and
milkshake.
liquid.
Yeah, you now have Bryce's bathroom.
So I was speaking to the players. They're like, after this game, we're going to put them in. I was like, no worries. And after the game, Chippies grabs the box,
Yep.
opens it, and just pours it into the freezer.
Chippies.
So I spent the whole next game. I basically missed a game doing a coaching role to reorganize ice cream in a freezer to look better. And then I leave after the day ends, and Mirror uploads a photo just scrunching ice creams up, saying, look how much I love Maxi Bonds, and ruined my creation. I was
ridiculous.
so upset.
But good on Miro for getting behind the sponsor of Avant Gaming, which is obviously Maxibon.
Yeah, it is.
You
That's
know.
a good point. But I will say, Chippies, if you win tonight and you come in for the interview,
Double.
I'm
push-ups.
adding at least 5.
I
Maybe
reckon
how many
add
Maxi Bonds was it?
288?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
That's
that
Love on
feels
the
about
same
right.
page.
All right, good. That's a good gripe. And again, I'm shouting out to that person who can't use a tap. Please come in here. Like, show yourself. Don't be that guy or girl, but probably guy, because it was the men's bathroom, which makes more sense. Come on, show yourself. Be a hero amongst the OPL community.
Hero.
A hero.
Hero.
Speaking of heroes amongst the OPL community, game number 2. Oh, by the way, before we get on to that, sorry. Harry, First Blood. None of us got it.
Yeah. So that's 25.
true.
That's
Yeah.
25
5 each.
towards the end of the evening. Game number 2, Direwolves versus Chiefs. How we feeling?
And this is a good one for a couple of reasons. First of all, these two teams played sport against each other on the weekend with AV coaching staff.
What kind of
being
sport?
there. And we played volleyball and basketball.
Oh.
And from what I could tell, the Dire Cubs were very good, but the Chiefs were overall the best sportsmen on the day, I would have
Really?
to say. Besides
this-
AV's coaching staff, who were the best.
So is this on the Rift team or on the Rift team plus coaching staff inclusive of the best?
It was Chiefs playing volleyball with myself and Johnny, the coach of AV.
Yeah. But I'm like, are you
Demolished
including
them.
like Cupcake?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Okay,
absolutely.
okay. Yeah, okay.
He's a sprinter. You
He's
can't
a-
not include Cupcake.
Yeah,
He's
yeah, yeah.
everywhere at once.
I heard that he was just running in circles to burn off energy when everyone else is just standing around like not even
Never
playing.
seen
Like, just
someone so
panting.
fit in my life.
Really?
And he's a tennis player, so I didn't expect that level of like constant fitness. But then I realized tennis players run for like 4 hours.
Yeah. What do you think tennis players do?
It was 2
Play
hours in.
sport
I was like,
professionally
wow,
for their
he's
entire life.
insanely fit.
All right.
But, yeah.
League of Legends.
Oh yeah.
It'll be a
good.
banger.
It's your job.
Yeah, I think it'll be a banger. Now, this is pretty interesting. Chiefs obviously tied for the first spot. They now need, after Mammoth picking up the victory, to keep their claim up there. And they have looked pretty good. I feel like there was a couple of tweets like talking about the break. They want to come back and they're ready to... I think it was Ayla, which is probably the most unassuming member of the Chiefs to be tweeting
Yeah.
stuff. Like they want to come back and smack people around. And that's kind of like the old Chiefs way. In splits gone by 2018, they were the team that's like 20-minute Baron, end the game. Maybe we'll see that again.
I'm excited for this one. Chiefs, always playing well. Direwolves, though, my favorite team to watch.
Yeah.
Because you just never know what you're going to get. You never know who's going to play.
Yes, because they're playing Corporal today.
Yeah.
That's right.
Totoro is not on the roster, flexing that 10-man roster shenanigans. And Corporal coming up from the OCS. He's been playing very well in the OCS, him and Andrew, very recently. So, yeah, he played League of Origin, not the first time playing at the top level.
Queenslander.
See how he is. And obviously, Dire Cubs or Direwolves last split. Yeah.
And Get Back is playing. Get Back, I love you. If you see me in the hallway, give me a hug. Get Back, I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan. He seems like a nice guy. I've never actually had a proper conversation with him. Get Back, stop me in the hallway and tell me if it was you that ruined Bryce's bathroom. You tell me, you coward. All right, it's time for the Max Champs.
Surely
Let's
it's
throw it
time.
over the
Surely
desk.
it's time for you guys to actually pick the first blood person.
Oh, damn.
You go first.
All right, I'm going to go with Corporal. They brought him up for a reason.
Yeah,
First
okay.
blood.
That's just, yeah. Let's go Corporal as well. Yeah.
You can't keep.
You just keep
See, the problem with Pulse doing this is he's ruining our chances.
That's
'Cause,
true.
Like,
Why?
We're getting
No,
an-
because I'm doubling up. There's
No, but
double
we're
the
getting
potential.
an amount of push-ups no matter who gets it, right? And it's if we get it correct, we're getting 20, and if we get it wrong, we're getting 25. So you're
No,
No, it's per person.
Per person.
Yeah.
So if we
it's-
all pick the same person and
And
we're
we
right,
can
right.
eliminate
0 push-ups.
Oh,
25.
So it's
the
more
opposite.
efficient.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm gonna go Claire anyway.
Claire for you.
Yeah.
Rusty?
Raise.
Get Back. Did you do it? Tell me, you coward. Let's go to the Max Champs League.
I'm just writing down to keep us all honest.
What, the amount of push-ups that we have to do?
Oh, who picked who?
Oh, okay.
Because I'm sure, like, Nick can't even remember that we're doing this segment today, so I'll write down who picked who, Nick. It's all right. He's holding up his laptop. This should be a banger. Because the reason it should be a banger is Direwolves made big changes with the sole reason to get back to the top. They've won, I think, 4 of the last 5 OPL titles. The Chiefs had won 4 before that.
Right.
And so, obviously, good historic rivalry. But now to take out Totoro, who's one of your Korean superstar imports, who has been playing very well, to bring in Corporal, is a bold strategy by Curtis.
Yeah, I mean, because that was going to be what I was going to say, right? It was just like, of all the players that you choose to, replace right here for this game, Totoro, really? Also in a duo with Katsuri,
Yeah.
right? Where I feel like
that's the
that
thing.
duo has just been consistently performing well.
But normally when you swap a bottom laner, you just swap the
The
bottom
bottom
lane.
lane, yeah, right.
So unless Corporal has had like a week before this, where he's actually been, playing scrims with Katsuri, I don't know because we play them tomorrow, so I haven't. No
Sure.
scrim leagues coming here. But yeah, that's bonkers to me because so much of bottom lane is 2 people playing with the same idea. So often, no matter how good you are at bottom lane, if you're not trying to achieve the same stuff,
Sure.
if I'm looking in all in while you're going to Ward Dragon, I can't win.
Yeah.
So that's just one of those things.
Yeah, I would say even in the insanity that is the LPL, we didn't really see that. If they were swapping anyone, they'll swap the whole team. We would just have a whole team come out.
Hey,
Shout out to Vichy Gaming.
and Fien's playing as well. What a
Yeah,
cool
yeah,
haircut.
into the top lane. I like it. There's highlights.
Yeah, I like it as well.
Looks cool.
I always wish that I, strange segue,
We're on the topic.
but I always wish that I just had one grey streak through my hair.
But you can make that happen.
You know how Afro has, the grey streak in his mo?
Yeah.
I think that's dope.
Okay.
No, because if you make it happen, it's not as cool.
Oh, you're saying you want it to happen naturally? Well, I feel like that's just, a 1 in a million chance, right?
Yeah,
because the hair
absolutely.
will grow
So
differently
that's what I'm saying.
everywhere,
Why did
so-
God hate me?
I mean, how many people can you... How many people do you think that actually happens to?
I don't
Unless you're
know.
a literal anime
Very
character,
fair.
right?
Very unfair expectations I had on my own creation, I know.
Yeah, yeah.
But that was one of the things that would have been on my checklist
Yeah.
that was ignored.
Well, if you're watching right now and you have a single streak through your hair of any color,
Yeah.
tweet at...
Or the other
Spawn.
thing is, if you're, is it tetrachromite? 2 different eye colors?
Right, yeah.
If you have 2 different eye colors, that was the other thing that I really wanted as a kid, but didn't have.
Okay.
Or if you have more purple than blue eyes. I've met one person in my life, their eyes were still blue,
Right.
but they were much more purple than
Purple tinge.
yeah.
That's really interesting.
And that was
I don't even
real
know
cool.
I don't know how that happens,
Yeah.
actually, through genetics.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway,
But again, you can make all of these things happen.
With
You
contacts,
could-
yeah.
contacts. You can dye your hair. You can be that person.
I do dye my hair.
Tomorrow,
I
Jake.
actually, so I was, who cares about shampoo? Once again, I have hair again. Very strange for me because I've been shaving it for the last year and a half. And I kind of walked upstairs and I looked at myself in the mirror. And I was like, Bryce was like, nice haircut. And I was like, it's actually the opposite. My hair's grown a lot since you've seen me. 'Cause
Right.
my hair grows like weeds. And I was like, what do I do with it? I've done silver. I've done white.
Yep.
Actually just platinum white. That was a real pain in the ass. Silver, easy to maintain
Dry
than
shampoo.
white.
Yep.
Yeah. So now I'm thinking of something else. Hit me up. Tweet at me solutions for
Go
what
long
I
hair.
should do with my
Do
hair.
you
I was
whatever.
thinking about it. I was going to maybe grow the
Do a
beard back
Keanu
out.
Reeves.
I was thinking more Ragnar Lothbrok.
Okay.
I was going to grow the beard out a lot and then like grow and then just shave the sides.
That would be cool. I think you should just do it. Rusty was going Viking for a while. I don't know why he stopped.
Yeah,
He
I
got
don't know why
halfway
he
and then
stopped
just
either.
stopped.
Yeah, he kind of, I mean, I don't want to say anything, but he kind of wussed out.
Yeah, you know, I feel like he half-assed a lot of things.
Yeah.
Like his casting. Anyway, let's get into the game. Direwolves and the Chiefs. All these bands coming through. Irelia, Mordekaiser also gone. I feel like we're just not going to see Mordekaiser at all.
Which is really
Olaf
sad,
as
because
well.
I was really excited for
I was so ready to cast some Mordekaiser, you know? But yeah, not going to see it. Nico, Jace, Sejuani, and Kennen here from the Chiefs. Picking up Lucian, Karma, Gragas here.
And very strange that Yumi just went all the way through pick ban, and Karma was left so late. If anything, we've seen Karma kind of first pick ban worthy.
Yeah. And Lux also coming in late.
Yeah, and then Lux coming in really late. Like, just a lot of the Enchanter supports left up and available. And getting rid of Olaf is really specific towards only, I feel like. And, you know, with the Sejuani also gone, it kind of limits his champion pool. Was a good Lee Sin player. We'll see whether he goes towards something like, he has Gragas. Why am I even talking about it? But I was going to say, like, that's very strange. Attacking only champion pool on the Chiefs, I feel like, not something we see all that often.
Yeah, I feel like this is a very just specific champion slate, to be honest, between these two teams, you know?
Yep.
Yeah, Azir and Yasuo coming through there towards the Chiefs. Camille pickup, and it was Aatrox, Silas, and Lux from Direwolves, looking towards their bottom lane here.
Direwolves definitely have the more on-meta draft.
Right.
You know, they've got Aatrox without Jace, which is kind of the only counter pick, like, up and available. They've got themselves Silas. He's the new hot stuff in the jungle. All the cool kids are running it in solo queue, trust me. Like, Lux, very on-brand as well. So, like, I would say, like, they're certainly playing, like, the meta draft. When I look at the Chiefs, they're kind of just gone for, you know, very, I mean, powerful mid-game picks, to be honest. You know, Camille wants Trinity Force, pretty powerful.
Yeah.
Lucian wants one item, pretty powerful. Like, this is a lineup that kind of is very versatile and is more of that 20-minute KO team composition that, you know, Ejin was kind of talking about on the couch.
You know, I would also say with Direwolves right here, with bringing Corporal in, I kind of expected something almost different in the bottom lane, right? Like,
Yep.
there was almost, like, I wanted a specific reason for you to bring in
Yeah, you wanted, like, Zyra to come out or
right,
something.
and you're like,
yeah.
oh, all right, you
Yeah.
know. But no, no one tricks here, just very, very standard. Yeah, Sion will come in as the final pick.
And that is going to be a Vladimir versus Sion mid lane, which is, you know, obviously very standard in the OPL. I expect Get Back and Biopanther to swap champions here. Maybe they're not going to.
Got a while to go as well. I mean, to be honest, the Vladimir and the Camille are interchangeable, as are the Sion and Aatrox.
As is Lucian. Lucian can play anywhere, I'll have you know.
And Lucian.
Yeah.
And technically Karma.
And Karma. Yeah. This could be a Vladimir Camille
Lux.
bottom lane.
Everything could change in the next 4 seconds.
That's kind of my... I love watching this part of Champions League. See whether...
There we go.
And I wonder who won that mind game.
Yeah.
Because both teams did it just immediately at 20 seconds.
So are you assuming the enemy's going to also do it,
Yeah.
or are you expecting they won't do it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's my question, right? Or can these players just play it in different roles? Because the other thing we've seen internationally is just sometimes Perks just walks bottom lane.
Yeah.
I mean mid lane. And Caps
Yes.
is like, well, I guess I have to walk bottom lane now because like there's another dude in my lane. Like, can, you know, Get Back just take the Sion top if
Yeah,
he doesn't
just go
like this
top.
matchup and just go top?
I mean, again, that's another mind game on top of this mind game as we get into the champion select, game rather.
Yep.
But yeah, I still have questions for this bottom lane. Corporal and Katsuri into Raze and Ayla.
Trust me, I have huge questions for it because Katsuri's got like, I think, a pentakill, a quadra kill. Like, he's been popping off. Totoro, in my opinion, has been playing really, really well. As you said, this is a similar champ pool, so it's certainly not a champ pool thing. In their tweet, they just said, you know, ability to flex 10-man roster is good. We're going to start doing it.
Sure.
And, I think, you know, could be that. Could be a reward for a good young player. Also, Chiefs, you know, they're top of the table. It's going to be hard to beat them. Don't want to say that this is a throwaway game by any stretch of the imagination, but there's two kinds of trades of thoughts. You either experiment against the very best or the very worst in the league.
Yeah.
You generally don't experiment when you're playing against someone that you must beat to be able to be in playoff contention. With a couple of game leads already that the Chiefs have, maybe this is time for some calculated experimentation.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe this is the time in the split for it. Well, as we get into game, we have a short delay once again.
Again?
Champion select. Yep. It's
Gotta
just,
shuffle.
just so we can actually get more time with Sharp, actually, who we have on the desk here with us.
Coach Curtis, how you doing?
Good. Am I all right? I'm lined up. Am
We'll
I
find
camera?
out.
No. Yeah. Good.
You're
Good.
It's good. Busy week off, apparently.
Yeah. Yeah. With the 2 weeks, I mean, like everyone, it gives you a bit of time to kind of see where you're at. Review, I guess, the first four weeks of the split, and yeah. I mean, yeah. Looking here, the most obvious changes that Corporal's in.
Yep.
Yeah. Like I said, I think we put out a tweet today. We feel as though Ian has been working really hard since we moved him into the Die Cubs. And he's been learning a lot of Totoro and watching a lot from Raze and Totoro. And we feel like it's a really good opportunity for him to have a crack, go back on stage and show what he's learned.
Do you not think it's somewhat risky because you are basically splitting up a bottom lane here with Katsuri and Totoro?
Well, Katsuri's actually played a lot with both of them. He actually duos with both of them a lot. And to be honest, I'm actually not a big believer in like synergy. Like I just view it as like it's just like skill, in my opinion. It's like they either understand the matchup or you don't. And in my opinion, matchups are meant to be played one way. Obviously, you can play it different ways, and players can they can get aligned on how they view the game. And if they see the trade and they see the same trade, they go for it. But yeah, I don't really put too much of an emphasis on that.
Okay, and your draft is a very hip draft. I would say this is a very LCK, LPL, LMS, Rift Rivals, Jungle, Scion kind of draft going on here.
Right.
But still the Direwolves flavor of the Scion mid lane. Big patch came through, but not really all that much changing here for you guys. Like, how are you finding the new patch? No Mordekaiser available in this game. Was that a bit of a sigh of relief?
Well, I'll be honest, being transparent, I just saw in the draft what their bans. If you look at their bans, their first two bans were Jace and Nico.
Yeah.
And then for me, that just kind of screams Mordekaiser. I'm like, oh, you know what? I'll give you the respect there. And I feel like that's a job as a coach, is to kind of see in draft what they're going for and adapt on the fly. So I feel like, I mean, I may be wrong. They may not have wanted Mordekaiser. And I know that Thiendo, he's been playing a lot of Mordekaiser. So, I mean, definitely want to give him the respect for that. But yeah, in terms of patch change and kind of how things have changed. Yeah, I mean, I think that the main difference here is that we're playing Silas jungle. I feel like it's pretty strong in this patch and it's something that Ray's been playing a bit of. So, yeah, but not straying too far about from our strengths, per se. Yeah.
And I want to ask you about your split, because you're currently, dead middle of the road. 4-4, had some really impressive games, and then had some games that I'm sure you as a coach went, we need to improve some things here. What kind of has been the message in the 2 weeks, and, obviously building towards that end of season?
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, this is actually kind of a stage where Double's never really been. It's either we're very far ahead or we're kind of like last week we're at the bottom. So it's interesting. We really haven't.
Might hold that thought for a second.
Yeah, because we're going in right here. Well, maybe the other way around. Here comes Only from the top side. Corporal low. Silas locking him up, flashing away. Following through still. The body slam and Raze may just be sacrificed here as Ayla's trading off against him. That will be first blood to the Chiefs here. Any thoughts on that shot?
No, I mean, so I'll finish. before we go back onto the guys, yeah, I was just saying.
Haven't really been here.
Yeah, right, yeah. Being in the middle of the table, I mean, haven't really been here. So it'll be interesting to see how this split turns out. And I feel like these next few weeks are going to kind of determine, are we going to drop off? Or are we going to, use this and create the momentum now that will ride us through to the finals? Or are we just going to have a next rocky few weeks and, kind of wilter away? So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that goes.
All right, game's going on here, so we're going to let you go. But thank you so much for joining us. And, yeah, we'll see you next time.
Thanks, guys.
See a weird invade coming in here, because once again, even though it is with priority, there's going to be a roam down from Get Back as well.
Yeah, kind of pinning them in here, but Chiefs are forcing their way out. That was a good knock up there from the Decimating Smash. Moves clear from the mid lane. Get Back is still tanking all of this up.
That's
He's
Biopanther
okay if he dies right here. Biopanther's chasing after. Katsuri coming in here as well. Raze in from the bottom lane. The whole gang is here, but Claire is going to drop.
Yeah, that's really impressive from Biopanther to walk from top to bottom at level 4. Just to put on the Nikes and just go for a stroll. Yep. He's lost himself 10 CS, but he picks himself up that kill. Claire not going to be able to stop the recall. And that's just really well done from the Direwolves lineup, successfully kind of repelling that invade.
Yeah, I mean, you almost never see that from a top laner. I think the wave must have been 3/4 towards Chief's side, and you see a big build up here on the minion wave, so it must have just been perfect timing here from Biopanther. And yes, he's down in farm, but if he gets most of this wave, he'll be pretty much caught up.
Yeah, and I was playing the Do You Know game with Ejim before the broadcast, which Ejim absolutely hates, by the way, and it's one of my favorite things to do. But Biopanther actually has the most solo kills in the OPL right now. He's on 4.
Wow.
Top laners are generally in the mix of it. That's one every couple of games, which is kind of impressive when you think about it. Solo kills very rarely happen at the highest level of League of Legends, I feel. And has had a much better split, in my opinion, than split 1 of 2019, where I did feel like Bio dropped off a lot after a really impressive rookie season.
Yeah, sure, but the stats don't lie. See if we can get something done here, and yeah, rocking that second blood. First blood did go to, was it Ayla?
Yep, certainly was.
Yeah.
No one picked
I feel
Ayla.
like no one picked Ayla.
Yep, could have easily gone to Raze, so could have been a successful bid, but not going to be the case there.
Yeah.
I thought our man Corporal was in with a real shot when that first gank was coming out.
I mean, I just went for him because he was the, he was the swap in.
Yeah.
So I felt like there was a good reason. But we did pick support, so we were half there.
Yeah, surely that's only 2.5 each, Nick. Give
Yeah,
us a
right.
break.
There you go. Combined, that's just 5.
Also,
Science.
very interesting build coming in here from Katsuri. Just because he's gone Sheen first, which we see a lot more, but I feel like in a lane like Lucian, it's just very easy to get bullied. And I mean, Tier is one of those items that it gets you scaling so quickly if you're able to pick it up. And generally what you want to be able to do, obviously wasn't possible in this game just because of the fact that, the early skirmish happened, is keep the lane exactly where it is for 1,850 gold. Because you don't want to give Lucian early longsword.
Yeah.
You want to keep the wave like completely neutral, just scale up with your Klepto, very low kill threat coming out, be able to bounce wave, go get Sheen and Tier simultaneously and just start that ramp up. The fact that he's gone just with the Sheen hints a little bit more of jungle pressure coming down bottom lane, in my opinion. It's not going to be something like a Cull plus a Tier or something like that to try and bridge the gap. So I'm interested to see whether Raze actually puts a ton of priority down in this bottom lane and tries to get some effective ganks off down here.
Yeah, because you would imagine that would be the case. That being said, now we're picking up the tier
Yeah.
second, so we're pretty much bridge that gap anyway.
Yeah, well, that's what I was going to say. The fact that they actually didn't stay in lane, didn't keep
Yeah.
trying to push this, maybe hints towards the opposite now, where they're just like, okay, we had to get the Sheen because we had 1050 gold, otherwise it just wasn't an optimal purchase. Now we have the tier, and everything's going to be all right.
Yeah, top lane note, triple longsword coming in from Camille here.
I feel
Raze
like
looking
that's
for time to
very
gank.
yours and my style, where just buy as many swords as possible.
Yeah, here comes Raze though, knock up against the wall, flash away from the end, but I'm not sure where to get away from this one. Does manage to make it, Biopanther doesn't choose to dive here.
And the reason they didn't dive is he still had ulti available, held that, being able to dodge out on a crucial skill shot, or, being able to push someone back the wrong way under the turret and try and trade kill. Also, no eyes on only there, so I feel like that's really well played by both sides. Obviously Direwolves to get the summoner spell, but also Thien to be able to, Thien to be able to survive that one and be able to walk out.
There, being chased back from the mid lane. Yeah, we'll pull that one. It's just on the edge there, so would have been knocked up by the decimating smash. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, there's a couple champions where just going straight longsword is just very efficient because you can just build it into many different pathways. Tiamat is just one of them right here. We'll picked up by Thien in the top side.
Garen. Qmax Garen.
Qmax Garen. A lot of early power. Goes into lethality.
I swear, Garen's nearly viable.
You've been saying this for
3
at
years.
least, yeah.
He's on the brink of viability. A lot of melee brawlers coming back in.
Yeah, no joke though, after the most recent patch, I will say Alawi is very close, if not already going to be played very soon.
Well, if it's going to be
If
played,
not top, it will be support.
it would be of the other Chiefs top laner. Swipe is a huge Alawi player and has used it historically to shut down a lot of the melee bruisers that I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Just has great matchups into a lot of them. Sadly, not in this game.
Not in this game.
And I feel like this is a very safe game to talk about other stuff. Because these two teams are very methodical teams.
As you say that, immediately gank here from Only. Flash away by Katsuri is good. Corporal getting locked in place, but in comes Get back in from the mid lane. Slams down, finds the first kill. Raze also low, and Raze from the jungle also looking for a kill. Ayla backing away, but gets hit by the decimating smash. Flash forwards, and Raze will keep him in place. Triple kill for Katsuri.
And I mean, you change the supports, but nothing changes in the bottom lane right now for the Direwolves. Curtis might be onto something because that is a very fed Ezreal at this stage of the game with the ability to build AD or AP because it is a very balanced comp. coming out of the Direwolves lineup right now. And this was a very big reach. You know, the flash forward from only looking for the Ezreal. He's such a squishy champion, really good rotation. I was actually going to speak about Direwolves opening up the highway, the ability for Sion to be able to gank side lanes, and, you know, they just commit all the resources and pick up 3 kills in response for 1.
Man, what a big gold injection for the Ezreal, though. Remember, he was on Sheen tier. Now he's on Manamune and Sheen, and also a Cloth Armor.
Yeah, and obviously going to go for that Glacial next and be able to just have a little bit more tankiness, be able to survive some of the damage that's going to come out of, you know, the Lucian all in, be able to negate so much of that. With double buffs going to be stacking up kind of that Manamune even quicker than you would expect. The fact that he's got it at 10 minutes is just like ridiculous. And Raze once again. Ooh, here we go.
Yeah, getting caught out. Flash forwards coming in here. Follows with the ultimatums. Good from the end, but it won't be enough, looks like, right here. Biopath going to take another tower shot after this one. Gets out of aggro range. It will be the kill.
Yeah, and very well played there by Bio. The juggle of turret aggro. I think Raze took 2 shots and he took 3 with the ultimate available. And, I mean, that's what I was going to say. Raze has just been everywhere on the map. He's been so active. Got first blooded, but then, you know, bottom lane kills, top lane able to get up there. This is the new look Silas that we were expecting to see. Farms so quickly, but also just great ganks. Kind of has flavors of the Tiamat Camille without having to buy Tiamat. That's what it reminds me of. I think it's going to be very strong.
Get back. Forced to use the stopwatch here.
Halo also
kind of
here.
being kited by this whole team by Chiefs, but this is a very tanky Sion. Raze, a little bit of support over the wall, but it's just a bit of moral support as Get Back is very much dead here. 4 members of the team, and yeah, pretty crucial body slam there as well to stop Get Back from murdering anybody.
Certainly was, but at the same time, that's going to be at least a turret plate gone on the bottom lane. Teleport is available to try and stop anything else, but if you teleport in on a Larch while a creep wave is there, very dangerous. So good choice here by 80 carry Chiefs Raze to go towards the creep wave instead, because teleport always lands you directly behind the turret. Unless you immediately dash, there's a chance that you get bound up, Ezreal ulted, Lux ulti, like dead. Like Kasplat on the spot. So I like the decision there, but that is going to be a kill for 2 plates. So overall, a very equal trade on the map. Like nothing else going across.
Yeah, more specifically, it's towards your base. So depending on where you are on the map, obviously it's slightly different, but yeah, it's pretty much guaranteed for any skill shot.
It's a predictable spot, is
Yeah.
what I will say. And if you don't know it, you probably should as a pro player.
It's a big deal. Now into the bottom lane. Corporal has gone for his second back. Has the mobility boots. For this dragon here, Chiefs should be able to pick it up pretty much uncontested.
Yeah, absolutely. And this has been, once again, it's one of those games where I feel like Chiefs have done a really good job of stabilizing. They got killed in the bottom lane, you know, they've now grabbed themselves 2 dragons on that side of the map. That should have been a top lane Herald after a very successful gank. Biopanther at the moment is just items ahead and should have so much priority, but still able to repel the Rift Herald take and, you know, be able to pick up a kill in that. This is Chiefs just being able to kind of weather the storm right now of what the Direwolves doing, because they're very much controlling the game. And like that's just something to me that speaks volumes to kind of the experience of this lineup and the ability to kind of not get rattled.
Undervalued at times. Claire getting caught in the mid lane though, but Sanguine is pretty good here with the Orc coming through as well. Ayla in from the bottom lane. He's got the tether attached and Get Back is low, ticking down from the Ignite here. Raze, back to this tower and Get Back will survive by the skin of his teeth here with that corrupting potion.
Yeah, and somehow in the bottom lane, Raze is maintaining priority 2v1. Creep Wave must have crashed there before they actually had sight on Ayla, because otherwise you would expect that to be a very aggressive Ezreal Lux. Has now got his Blade of the Ruined King, so can push a lot more aggressively.
Transport into the mid lane here. Pretty safe into Vladimir. And yeah, no kill in the end, but a lot of pressure towards top side. The Sion is slowly scaling on up, as is the Vladimir once again. Seen that in game 2 and game 1.
I actually think there's pretty huge scaling potential that comes out of the Direwolves in general. Sion's going to get to the unkillable territory, and then Aatrox with kills, like, it's just a completely different beast to anything that's currently running the top lane. This could be a fight. Teleports are coming in.
Only over the wall. Yep, teleporting to the top side. Dire will still have priority over this one. Ayla kind of flirting with the idea, but Chiefs say, nope, not really feeling the fight right now. And that will go over to the Direwolves bottom lane.
Do they teleport behind right now? There is a really good teleport ward right there. that they could be able to get in behind. Does have ultimate available as well. No, he doesn't.
Yeah, Raze is going to basically just take this one for free.
So once again, really great trade from the Chiefs. I feel like I just keep saying this over and over, but the Chiefs, in what was a losing situation, don't lose any kills, grab themselves first turret as well, and they just farmed up a Storm and in a great position in this game.
Yeah, so on the opposite side of the map, thank you production, just pinged me and told me that the Herald there by Raze just got cancelled.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, that is very much a big deal. Still will pick up tower, but it's not going to be another push onto second tower, which is
So
what
how
Herald will
did
give
it
you.
get killed? It had to have been a Gragas cast, or potentially a Hextech ultimatum on someone next to the Gragas.
Yeah, to push.
Yep.
Looks like maybe neither, but Fire Panther. 1v3, best of luck. But yeah, there is so much CC there, I don't think he actually got to do anything.
I don't think he hit anyone.
Yeah. Unable to hit a single button there, unfortunately. 2-1-0, still in a very nice position as a Aatrox, but Watcher was just caught out.
Yeah, and I mean, whilst he's fine farm-wise, like that is now starting to become a pretty big problem because they've lost control of, you know, this bottom side of the map. And we'll see what happens here. It's going to be the channel, and it was a flash cast. In fact, they used everything.
Yeah, I mean, fair. You know, it's a Herald stop, so why not? But yeah, real unfortunate.
It's going to be the AP Ezreal picked up here as well. See, going towards what looks to be a Gunblade. Or potentially going to be a... No, you can't go Lost
No.
Disruptor. Ludens, potentially as well.
Maybe, yeah.
Yep.
Probably lean towards Gunblade.
Yep. I would say maybe even Ludens into Gunblade. Very strange that with enough for double amp, he didn't go for Spell Pen Boots. Spell Pen Boots at this stage of the game is cost efficient, because there is no magic resistance picked up. So actually, I'm going to say way more cost efficient than double amp tone.
Yeah.
That's the way flat penetration works.
You can see Direwolves moving into the bottom side of the map here. Raze has himself a Camille ultimate, yeah. Ian's is going to move away from this tower. This is no longer safe territory for the Chiefs.
Do you know Scion ult does damage to turrets?
No.
Yeah.
Really? Is it the same amount or is it a fixed amount?
I have no idea,
'Cause
but
that's
I
not
think
in
it's
the
based
tooltip.
on his health. Is it not in the tooltip?
I literally played Scion yesterday in Aram.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I want to check it out.
So I looked at it and I was shocked at how my ultimate did 1,400 damage because I'd gone fully Fatality Scion.
Here we go. It's not in the description.
But it does. That's really interesting. Because it feels like it should, to be honest, right? If you have a Scion charging at full speed and full momentum when he hits tower and it takes no damage, like, it feels like it should.
Yes, it isn't listed in the game.
It will be in trivia, probably.
You get this one.
All right. Raze. Catching Raze. And here comes that Scion. Doesn't manage to land onto anyone. Here comes Banana coming across. Good block there onto the culling. After all of those resources were burnt from both sides, no one's going to die. Dragon's going to be started, but Direwolves actually moving towards this mid lane right here, see if they can get the tower in return. Claire going to stay behind to clear out this mini wave, but to be honest, the wave is not in the right place. Owen's going to be able to finish off this Dragon, move towards the mid lane for the defense, and Chiefs essentially get everything unless Direwolves can stop them in this transition. Yeah, Thien and Ayla getting stopped from moving towards this mid lane here. Throws out the Singularity. Only potential flank. Doesn't have the ult though. Would be forced onto a body slam only with no flash, and yeah, Direwolves just back away. Only got a little bit of damage on that mid lane tower.
Yeah, so in the end, that's another win for the Chiefs coming across. Still is a Smite gold lead for the Direwolves, but Chiefs have picked up like every neutral objective you can want, plus cancelling out that Rift Herald. I feel like this has been another one of those games where the team with the early game lead really hasn't been able to capitalize on it. But the good news is they do have better late game scaling potential in this game, at least in my opinion. You know, you've got the versatility of something like the Sylas Plus. I mean, in my opinion, Ezreal is just like outright the best late game AD carry. And the reason I say that is because when you take into account theoretical DPS, you have to think about the movement in fights and the ability to actually be able to safely do damage.
To consistently do damage.
Yes,
Yeah.
obviously, if something like a Lucian builds full DPS and is able to melee range auto attack you with the passive, he does a lot of damage.
Sure.
But Ezreal is kind of like the Affliction Warlock of League of Legends, is how I like to explain it to friends. Just always safe, and in those pesky boss fights, in those pesky raids where you have to move, Affliction Locks have just always been king. Whereas Pompyro, you know, Fire Mages, they do great burst damage, but they just can't get it out consistently.
Burst versus DPS. Really, what is the carry for in the AD carry role? But for consistent DPS. Fire Panther. Looking for it. Oh, flash forwards for it as well. Flash away by only. Yeah, it was a big commit from the Direwolves.
They really want this mid lane turret. You can see that Baron must be on the mind. Direwolves are one of those teams, as I said, that do check the boxes off. You know, outer turrets down. Baron set up very crucial for this comp to be successful, I think. So they're expending resources to do it, but now the flank is coming across. Sion ulti, hit the turret!
Oh, we'll never know. Oh, Raze connects the Q right there.
Oh, the flank is here, though.
There's Get Back, flashing forwards. Yeah, there's not much Ayla can do in this situation other than watch only die.
But look at the end. Look at Claire.
Oh, big flank coming off right here, but the binding is huge out from Corporal. Vladimir's going to buy some time with Sanguine Pool, pops the ultimate as well. Corporal trapped and left behind. The end catching Get Back on the retreat. Sterix is good, but again, he's also going to be left behind by Panther. Doesn't want to look for the 2 versus 3. Teleport coming in from the last remaining member. And Chiefs just one by one knock down every single player of the Direwolves trying to aggress.
And that should just be the Baron. I mean, we said that this was the objective that the Direwolves were looking for, but the Chiefs read it like a book. They call both members out of the side lane, collapse in a beautiful flank, and they're going to be able to pick themselves up the first Baron of the game. It's only 21 minutes in. And Pulse, this game just has so many shades of Gravitas versus Mammoth. I feel like we've watched
like
the same game of League of Legends twice. The Force is here. They aggress onto the kills. They ignore the objective. That's rule number 1. They've already given up the turret. Just take the bloody mid lane tower. But instead they don't do it. And look at where they are. They're just like sweeping in. The big wings fold. The pincers are there. And, you know, really well done from Raze to be able to win that one-on-one. It was a touch and go thing. You feel like if that had been Ezreal coming out on top, maybe could have recalled and teleported on the flip side. But because it is Illusion winning it, they grab everything. They grab 4 kills. They grab the shutdowns. They grab the Baron. And are now in prime position to win this game.
Whole wave disappears to culling. And see, I don't dislike the idea in theory, but when you look at the team that Chiefs have right here, they absorb a Sion running at them so well. Everybody has a way to just either walk out of the way or just pop an ability and just nullify, right? It's not a Kled where he's going to lock on and the whole team runs faster. It's Sion that you can see from a mile away and you just kind of step to the right and then just dodge it.
So I always say that there's 2 steps, as we'll hold on. Potential engage coming across. So there is what you want to do. And then there is why you want to do it. So if the purpose of that fight was kills, then they made the right choice. But if the purpose of that Sion ult was to get mid lane turret, you didn't need the kills. They had already ran away. Their wave clear was gone. You know, they were flashing away. They wanted absolutely nothing to do with that. So that's one of those fights where, you know, ooh, hold that.
Yeah, 1v1 right here, but Claire into Fire Panther, comes out of the Sanguine Pool, and what are you going to do against Vladimir, who's fully stacked up? Not a whole lot. Wins the 1 versus 1, and yeah, unfortunately, Fire Panther's 4 solo kills kind of pushed against him right there, as Claire will get his own.
Yeah, and that's kind of what the 2.5 item Vladimir looks like against the 1.5 item.
Did you look at solo deaths by Fire Panther?
I did not.
You did not?
I only look at positive stats. I'm a hero builder here, Pulse.
That's fair, Spawn.
So this game is going to be very good now.
Well, another challenger approaches for Claire, and Claire will beat them to Raze. Oh, this is just going to be a kill. All right, who's next? Corporal, you ready?
Oh, that's just real ugly.
I mean, Vladimir low HP is just as scary as high HP. Oh. Sanguine dodge on the 2-shot barrage. Claire's unstoppable.
Yeah, and I really think they would have liked that to wave clear one of the other lanes. But that is going to be the base broken in mid lane, base broken in bottom lane nearly. It will be.
So safe coming in from Camille.
Base broken top lane. This is a Chiefs Baron power play if I've ever seen one. This game was even. They're 8,000 gold up.
Yeah, this is everything is just flooding in here for the Direwolves. Chiefs engage here into the mid lane. Get Back comes through, but Corporal's already dead. The end comes up to the side and will just catch Get Back as he's trying to repeat. Get Back to the team. Katsuri almost just detonates there from Claire. Fire Panther doing what he can into the backline. It's good damage onto Only. Ayla kiting him out though. The support just won't die here. And so many blinking red health bars, but no one dies from the Chiefs. 3 kills. Another ult from Katsuri just does not do anything. And this will just be the game right here. Not even 25 minutes. Oh, Claire, let it go. on the spawn pad, kills him. 24 minutes, Chiefs will take the game.
And for 21 minutes of that game, Direwolves led. And then the Chiefs just take one team fight, take, I think, 7 turrets in total, and just absolutely destroy the Direwolves.
They just staggered kills. Side lanes won, Vladimir killed anybody who tried to 1v1 him, and the game was over. As simple as that.
That was such an impressive closeout from the Chiefs. And, you know, to do it with, once again, at the end, this isn't Swiper playing. You know, there must be a big shot call burden picked up from people like Claire, like Raze, and to be able to still close out what is a good team at the moment in the Direwolves in, like, what, 24 minutes. That's one of the quickest games in the OPL so far of one Baron buff. Like, that was a Baron buff into just lights out close.
Yeah, that was the dream right there, you know, just a single push into a win. And it was just like perfect timings just coming up. You get the stacked kills, you have advantage, 1-3-1, everybody's winning at the same time.
Because that was one of those games, if you're the Direwolves, you're like, okay, drop outers. What do we do after this Baron buff? And they just never got to answer that question because it was like, holy crap, they're not leaving.
Yeah,
like normally, like they take that mid lane and that bottom lane turret. Claire's on next to no health, and Chiefs normally just hit recall, come out of the base. Sure they've built up a 5,000 gold lead, but you get the one miracle. Like they didn't even give them that. They just took everything away from them in the space of 3 minutes.
Yeah, and to be honest, I'm looking at the Direwolves right here, and I didn't feel like I was super disappointed in like individual players right here. Like I looked at the bottom lane and I was like, hey, this is just a normal bottom lane actually from the Direwolves. It's like, hey, Katsuri, and is that turret? No, it's Corporal, and it's just doing the same things.
Corporal wasn't the problem, and unless Totoro is the person that calls off that mid lane dive, then the roster swap wasn't a problem. This was like an idea, a philosophy, like an execution error. Call it what you will.
Exactly.
That mid lane turret play was the way that they break open the game and get control over the Baron area, but it was also the way that they ended up just tossing the game to the Chiefs because ultimately they didn't prioritize the objective, they prioritized the kills, and the solo laners closed the wings and smacked them for it.
Yeah, and there it is. Well, that's enough from us. We're going to send it over to the couch for a player interview.
Thank you very much, boys. I'm here with TN. Mate, congratulations. How are you feeling?
Good, thanks. I feel really good after getting a win against like one of the top tier teams because I think Direwolves are definitely contenders for top 4.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What is it about Direwolves that has you scared, or not necessarily scared, but apprehensive when you go into a game like this?
So at the beginning of the split, like having 2 Koreans, I think was really hard for them. So they might have not looked as strong, especially like on stage and in scrims. But I think after players got over their nerves, I think the 2 Koreans coming in, like they're really strong and they've controlled like most of the team's dynamic. Like when you watch Direwolves play, I think they play a lot around the Koreans. So their jungler and support link up quite well. So that's why I think they're like a really scary team because they play really slow, but they also make most of the correct plays.
And we saw, I mean, in this game, they led for a large chunk of it. In that respect, how do you as a team sort of handle that and manage to turn it around without going, oh God, this is actually getting further and further out of our grasp?
So they like have like the lead in plays, but I think what they do lack is like, so what the teams lack, right, is I think mechanical ceiling. So I think for our team, we have a lot stronger in terms of mechanical ability, and it's not like our macro sense is that far behind. Like if anything, we're quite even in that level. So I think like we're not that far apart as teams.
And how have you found fitting into the Chiefs? Obviously, you played a game last split, but this is the first sort of like decent chunk of games that you've had. How are you enjoying the OPL, and how have you found sort of synergizing with the team?
Right. So as you know, me and Swiper have very different identities. So he's known as the rock in the top. He's got like the Scion. He's like a really big like tank player, and I'm like the opposite. I prefer split pushes like Riven and Fiora, stuff like that. So fitting in was definitely weird. I think the team definitely found me to be very different. Like they're not used to a player that needs to eat a lot of resources, or just like a player that just wants these carry matchups and not having engaged from the top side. So I think fitting in at the start was like quite difficult, but I think having basically a sword and a shield is very useful.
And in this scenario, I don't know if you've noticed, we're doing some push-ups here in the OPL tonight. I'm going to have to ask, can you do 15 push-ups for us? It is hilarious that Swiper would be here. He'd be like, yeah, I'm in. I'm ready to go. I'm going to crush this. But you can pick however many you want, and I'll give the rest to Rusty. It's fine.
I think I can only do like 10. I think 15 is a bit much for me, but I'll give it a shot.
Honestly, 10 is 5 more than I'm going to be able to do. Please, the floor is yours. You take 10. We'll give 5 to Rusty. Thank you very much, Tian. I'm gonna sit here and just enjoy myself while the man does push-ups in front of me. There we go. 1, 2, 3. It's all for a good cause. 4, 5. You're the real rock at the top. 6, 7, 8. Swiper. 9. You're done. He can do 15. 10, 11. Now you're making me look bad. 12, 13, 14, 15. Thank you very much, mate. Congratulations on the win. We will be back after this short break.
Because these two teams are very methodical teams.
As you say that, immediately ganked here from Only. Flash away by Katsuri is good. Corporal getting locked in place, but in comes Get back in from the mid lane. Slams down, finds the first kill. Ray's also low, and Ray's from the jungle also looking for a kill. Ayla backing away, but gets hit by Decimating Smash. Flash forwards, and Ray's will keep him in place. Triple kill for Katsuri.
And Zion ulti, hit the turret.
Oh, we'll never know. Oh, Raze connects the Q right there.
Oh, the flank is here,
There's
though.
Get back, flashing forwards. Yeah, there's not much Ayla can do in this situation other than watch Only die.
But look at the end. Look at Claire.
Oh, big flank coming off right here, but the binding is huge out from Corporal. Vladimir's going to buy some time with Sanguine Pool, pops the ultimate as well. Corporal trapped and left behind. The end catching Get back on the retreat. Sterix is good, but again, he's also going to be left behind by Pampa. Doesn't want to look for the 2 versus 3. Teleport coming in from the last remaining member. Chiefs engage here into the mid lane. Get back comes through, but Corporal's already dead. The end comes up to the side and will just catch Get back as he's trying to repeat. Get back to the team. Katsuri almost just detonates there from Claire. Fire Panther doing what he can into the back lines. Good damage onto Only. Ayla cutting him out though. The support just won't die here. And so many blinking red health bars, but no one dies from the Chiefs. 3 kills. Another ult from Katsuri just does not do anything. And this will just be the game right here. Not even 25 minutes. Oh, Claire, let it go. On the spawn pad, kills him. 24 minutes, Chiefs will take the game.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Chippy's heading in that direction. Luch goes in.
Luch does go in. Indeed, he goes hard, and that's going to be a Galio ultimate to try and make things happen. They're flashing forward to try and make sure that it finds no value at all. The Indomitable Spirit coming out to try and make sure that Alistair is tanking, but Rek'Sai finding one, and Silas then dropping on down. But Alistair is doing work as he tries to get everybody locked in place. Whilst they're all grouped up like this, that might not be the situation they're after, but they do turn their attention onto Ryoma, not looking so good, because look how much damage that Matman can do. He finds one on towards Mirror. He finds a double kill onto Camille. And they're just going to go left, right, and center. That's the quads. Can they get the clean 5-man ace onto Shocks? They're going on in. It's not without casualties, but do bombers even care?
At Macca's, our burgers are now hotter, juicier, and tastier, with onions added at the grill for more flavour, perfectly melted cheese, and softer buns. They're the best Macca's burgers ever.
Welcome back to the OPL.